So these are some of the most common objections that we get, and they're based on the feedback that I got from the sales team leader, Christelle. And they're probably typical for a lot of industries, not just the coaching and consulting, and not just related to the IPS formula, the one that we're doing right now, idea to product to sale. And what happens when you can handle objections amicably, where you are diving deep and you're finding out what the true objection behind the objection is, that first of all, you're going to close more deals, which is nice. Secondly, the conversation is going to be a lot more agreeable. Thirdly, you're going to have a lot more information about your market. So maybe if you don't close that deal, you will close another deal and more deals to come, because you will get better and better and better. So this is something that I put together, and I think it might be useful to see a little bit of how I would handle it, and then feel free to create your own variations. So let's begin. Not enough time. Someone says, hey, I don't have enough time. That's a very common objection. So the way to handle this is you always go back by appreciating, acknowledging it, and asking a question to go deeper. Okay, so you're saying you don't have enough time. Thank you for sharing this with me. What exactly does that mean? How much time would you have to implement the process? Person might say, oh, I don't know, maybe 2 hours a week. Okay, good, thank you. So not enough time is always a question of how much time do they really have? And you don't know, you can't assume. So ask about how much time would they actually have. If it's absolutely zero time and your process takes 2 hours a week, then they're not a fit. So handle it by asking how much time do you actually have, and they'll give you an answer, and then see if it works. So if I can show you that this process works with 2 hours a week, would that be okay for you? Person says, yeah, absolutely. And this is a yes. I can't invest anymore. This objection indicates that they have invested before. This objection indicates that they also haven't gotten what they wanted before. Otherwise, they wouldn't be on the call with you. So if they say, I can't invest anymore, I would say, oh, thank you for sharing that with me. When you're saying, I can't invest anymore, have you invested in similar products or programs before? And they might say, yes, I've just invested with another coach, and it was supposed to get me 3 clients a month, but it got me nowhere. Okay, thank you. So what exactly did this coach do with you? We did X, Y, Z. Oh, okay, good. So thank you. This is very different from the process that we're doing. If I can share some more details on what we're doing and show you that there is a clear, guaranteed ROI, guaranteed client acquisition, whatever the promise is on our end, would that be helpful? So if I can share with you some details about what we're doing and the ROI. And then the person might say, oh yeah, that would be interesting, please do. So this is, question of money is always a question of value. They don't see the value, they don't understand the value, or they have been burnt before. Your price is too expensive. Similar objection. So what I would say here is, oh, thank you for sharing that with me. Who are you comparing me to? Oh, I just saw another program that is half the investment. Okay, thank you. What exactly are you looking to learn or to experience or to gain? Well, I'm looking for a program that can give me a clear proven process on how to get 3 clients a month consistently. Okay, good. So if I can show you that our process will get you 3 clients a month consistently, if I can show you some case studies of other clients who have done it before, would that be justifying the investment? Oh, yeah, well, in that case, you could even ask, so how much would a client be worth to you on average? How much does an average client invest with you? They might say, well, they invest with me 3,000. So if I can show you how to make 9,000 by gaining 3 clients a month, would the investment of X 2,000 be worth it to you? Put the price in relation to what they gain. And if you're not doing anything related to price or money or something that can be measured in money, then ask about the intrinsic value, which means how much is it worth to fix this problem that they're obviously having. Otherwise, they wouldn't be on the call with you. I need to see if I can handle more clients. So this is very specific in our case. Whatever it is for you, in your case with your objection, just fill in the blanks for more clients, for whatever it is that you do with them. And if they give you this objection, it's a little bit of an overwhelm situation that they're probably in. So what I would say is, oh, okay, thank you for sharing that with me. Well, when you say you're not sure if you can handle more clients, what do you mean? How many clients do you currently have? Going more deeper. So they might say, I currently have 3 clients. Okay, good. And how much time do these 3 clients require of you? Oh, I do 1 hour session per week with them. So, okay, so that's 3 hours plus maybe a little bit of preparation. So is it fair to say that 3 clients equal 5 hours of your time every week? Yes, that's probably about right. And then you say, well, how much time would you actually have to deliver per week? Yeah, I would have probably about 8 to 10 hours. Oh, okay, good. So that means that 3 extra clients would be doable for you with a good time management system. Oh, yes, now that you put it that way, actually true. So again, here, help them to get clearer. And this is where your coaching skills come to place. When you're selling, you're still a coach. If you're selling like a coach, you're asking in-depth question. And again, it's not about takedown. It's about win or lose. It's about being right or wrong. It's about making it work for them. If it doesn't work for them, absolutely doesn't work for them, it doesn't work, they're not a fit, next. But if they're not clear about the numbers and how much time is actually needed, then help them to get some clarity by asking really good questions. Okay, next one. This is not the right moment for me. And this is an interesting one because people typically come up and they say, when is going to be the perfect moment for me? I need to have all my ducks in a row in order for this to work. I need this to be a perfect house, a perfect marriage, I mean, to have raised 2 kids, whatever the reasons are for them. So here's the news. It's never the right moment. If you're waiting for all the ducks in the row to be sitting still, it's not going to happen and you're never going to get started. Now, you can say it this in a loving format, like what I just shared with you now, or you can just say, okay, thank you for sharing that. It seems to me that you have a lot on your plate right now. They might say, yes, I do. Okay, so when would be the right moment? What would need to happen for you to be in a place where you say, this is the right moment? And again, you're being like a coach, you're asking questions. So they might say, well, I have to have finished my project. I have a big project going on right now and it takes up all of my time. So I wouldn't be able to dedicate my time. Now, this is a valid objection. If they have already something that they're occupied with, then you might say, well, when is your project finished? Oh, it's going to take another 6 weeks. Oh, okay, so if we get back to you after 6 weeks, can we reassess and see if you have enough time? Yeah, please do so. Follow up in 6 weeks. If the right moment is all about being perfect, then you could ask, well, what exactly do you mean by it's not the right moment? What would it mean to be the right moment? Oh, if I had clarity, if I had this, if I had that, and then you can ask them, what's going to change in a month from now? Is a month from now going to be different than right now if you change nothing in the way you're handling the situation? If you do absolutely nothing different, what's going to happen in a month? And they're probably going to say, nothing's going to change. And you can share with them the model of the 4 futures, which is not something that I'm going to go into now, but the 4 futures just shows them the different scenarios. Okay, what's going to happen? And waiting is never a good option, usually, because waiting just pushes what you want further into the future. And the distance between what you want to achieve and where you are right now is just growing and it's not getting better. So again, not the right moment, establish and make sure, go deeper, ask questions and ask why they are saying that. If it's a valid objection or if it's just an objection of trying to be perfect or procrastination issues. And this is a nice one for, especially in our industry, coaching, consulting. I've had enough information in the last years. I'm overwhelmed and just need to implement now. And I would say here, thank you very much for sharing that. That's a very, very good insight. If I can show you that our program is not about information, it's maybe 10% information, but it's helping you with the implementation, would that be helpful? Now, this is very specific to our programs because we always help them implement. Of course, they need to be open, willing, and actually doing the work, but we are supporting them in implementation. We try to keep the information as short as possible, so they're not there watching hours and hours of content or studying hours and hours of strategies, but going into the doing phase, which is where they're actually going to find out if and how this works for them. So this would be the way to handle it. So just tell them, absolutely agree. If I can show you that our program is not about a lot of information, it's not about a lot of content. Information, there's a lot of it out there, but it's about implementation. Would that be helpful? Yes, that would be helpful. Okay, let's go handle this objection. And then this is an interesting one. I already have a business coach. So this, you can replace business coach with whatever you do. But if somebody says, I already have a business coach, it's a little interesting because why are they on the conversation with you? Are they just curious, or is there something missing? And then you say, okay, so very good. Thank you for sharing that. It's good that you have a business coach. What exactly are you doing with your business coach? And then establish if they're doing with their business coach what you're going to do with them or what we're going to do with the IPS with them. And if not, they're comparing apples to pears, and it's not the same thing. So personally, I believe you can't have enough business coaches because everybody has a different angle and a unique viewpoint and other strategies. And in business, you cannot have enough overview and different kind of, well, weapons isn't probably not the right word, but you have tools in your toolbox as a business, in business, and business coaches are giving you more tools and helping you implement with the tools. So this is what I would ask. So see if they're comparing apples to pears. And last but not least, I have to think about it. And this is a nice one. Okay, so the way you handle this, again, acknowledge, say, okay, thank you for sharing this with me. One way to handle it is, okay, thank you for sharing this with me, and I understand you want to, think about it and do a little more research. What information do you need to research? Would it be helpful to share with you some case studies? And then the person might say, yes, very good, thank you. Would it be helpful to share with you a website with an overview or a one-pager? Yes, thank you. So when they say they think about it, what information do they need? Then you send it to them, and then you say, so how much time do you need to think about it? Can we schedule another call in 2 days? Yes, very good. Schedule another call. So find out why they have to think about it. If they are giving you any of the previous objections, well, I don't know if the investment is right. I don't know if I have enough time. By going deeper and asking them about what kind of information do you need, they might either say they need information, or they might say that it's a different type of objection altogether, which might be the money objection or the time objection. Hope this makes sense. Apply it, use it, practice it, most importantly, because sales is a practice sport. It's not something you're born with. Now, as Sabrina Dahl, looking forward to seeing some closed deals on your behalf.